Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis Cocker, and with me tonight I have my co-host, Stu Wally, and we are going to do the match reaction show as we always do. There will be a lot of live footage, in-depth analysis. The tactical board will come up. It will be a nerd fest for you guys. It will be pleasing to go through the game. Man United played against Spurs, Tottenham Hotspur, and the game ended 2-2, a draw. 1 point to Man United. I think we sit 7th in the league as we speak. And yes, it's a game we have to go through. I believe maybe it's our third or fourth draw. We're going away. We had the Fulham 1-1. Now we had the Nottingham Forest 2-2 and Spurs 2-2. So obviously we struggle a little bit when we are going away to win games. We will try to figure out why. We will go through the Amorim system, what worked, what didn't. We will try to look at 5 things. And yeah, guys, if this is your first time, please do us a favor and subscribe to the channel. We need more subscribers. We want to go to at least 2,000. And please do us a favor, smash the like and subscribe. And hit that bell notification and all that jazz. We will be back going through the game after the intro. So, guys, see you in a second. Yes. Boom, boom, boom. We are live. It's the Tactical Devils. It's time for the match reaction show. Stu Wally is back. I did an instant reaction earlier today. I hope you guys checked it out. And if you haven't, go back after this one and check out the instant reaction. We had the Semix football on and we analyzed a little bit of the game, just 1 hour. So it's not the marathon as you are about to witness as usual when it comes to the Tactical Devils. Man United played against Spurs away. 2-2 was the end result. We were up at halftime. Again, I felt we had control, but it ended almost in misery. But De Ligt saved the day. At least we're not losing games. So the positives, let's take them. And that's what I got so far. I want to say hi to my good friend Stu. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. I'm not quite sure how I'm feeling about today's game because ultimately we're unbeaten in 5. And we haven't been able to say that in a long time. A long time that we've been unbeaten in 5. But we're not actually producing scintillating football at the same time. We're almost like a boxer at the moment. We're training for 6 rounds out of a 12-round fight. So we're hoping to get everything done in the first 6 rather than... And that's what's happening. Our first half is playing very, we are doing very, very well. Our second half, we're completely off the pace. It happened against Forest. It's happened again against Spurs. There are some basic and fundamental errors by the manager still, but the timing of his substitutions and the quality of substitutions. And as Jamie says, there are players that are underperforming still, that just aren't hitting the heights that we need at Manchester United. And to cap it all off, we're having this. We're running into an issue at the moment where a lack of game time is now causing us injuries. We're not full. The players are playing once a week. Maguire, Cesko, although I doubt Cesko's injured. I think he was embarrassed. And I think he thought, crikey, can the ground swallow me up? I'm going to have to fake an injury.
Apparently it's a knee injury, but yeah.
It's supposed to be a knee injury, but I don't know. Yeah. It didn't look anything. Looked a bit innocuous to me, if I'm being honest. Yeah. And people, players just aren't delivering. He makes these changes, and that is the catalyst for our collapse. And it's a real problem for us. So be interesting to go through the game. Looking forward to analysing it. Looking forward to checking with the Devilish Tacticos. Jamie Wayne's in the house, we already know. We got the Frams and
France, and Danny B is in the house. Big up, guys, and also Red Devil Radar and Jamie Wayne. A lot of people tuning in. So thank you guys for being a part of the Tactical Devils. Back to you, Stu.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to going, getting into it, really analysing the goals. There's a couple of issues for us. I know you are, Jamie, and rightly so, mate. You've got every right to be upset, pal, and angry. There's a couple of issues. We got lucky, and on one or two things with the Delict header, which we'll talk about. But ultimately, we've still come away with a point, and a lot of the fans thought we'd lose. We haven't lost. We just now got to. We've got a tough game in 2 weeks' time, or a week's time, 2 weeks' time against Everton at home. Then we've got Villa, I think, haven't we? So we've got a lot on the plate in a minute.
Yeah, we do. But good for us now. It's an international break. We are starting to get injuries. Maguire and Cesko, but on the good side, we know that Martinez is training hard, and I think he's ready to come back. At least some snippets here and there, and hopefully we will get him back into action. So I think we need a player like him. I think we struggle a lot in our build-up play. We mentioned it, Samix and me, when we talked about Man United and what's lacking at the moment. But first of all, I want to delve a little bit about Rúben Amorim's comments after the game, and the name of the show. He talked about the people see our results and they see improvement, but we still have a lot of problems, and that we are just in the beginning. So how do you start interpreting something like that, Stu, when it comes to Rúben Amorim's comments? Is he not happy with the players? Is he throwing the players under the bus? Is he what is he actually saying? We have a lot of problems. We are just in the beginning. Are we talking about the patterns or the player's ability to learn his type of football? Because honestly, it's 12 months in. Not many managers get 12 months and can say we are just in the beginning. For me, it sounds a little bit naive.
I think he's dealing with a group of players that lack an understanding of basic football on occasions. We're very meek and we're very mild. There was 2 or 3 players out there today that were meek. We can't afford to be meek. When you go away to Tottenham, you've got to have aggression on your side. You've got to be on the front foot all the time. And we were quite meek and mild in some areas of the game. And I think his frustration is boiling over, that he should be able to make changes and it shouldn't affect the outcome of a game. That's the issue. The issue is he's making these changes and affecting the outcome. He made the changes against Forest. It affected the outcome. He's made changes again today. It's affected the outcome of the game. Now, people having a pop at him. People having a pop at him and saying, well, you made so many changes. Jason Cundy, why did you bring Dalot on with 10 minutes to go? You can't foresee an injury. You just can't. If that's what happened with Cesko, you can't foresee an injury. It's one of those things. You could make changes with 20 minutes to go and get an injury. You can make changes with 2 minutes to go and get an injury. It's just one of those things. It happens. Nothing you can do about it. I think Cesko, I still think he's embarrassed about what happened. Van der Ven came from nowhere. All he had to do was cut across Van der Ven, and it's a penalty, to be honest with you. One little step and he gets a penalty, but he didn't.
Yeah, I have the footage of that situation, and we will look at it. We will look at it. Yeah,
and ultimately, he goes down, fakes it. He's injured. That's no good for him, and it's no good for us. Xerxes isn't funny. Mason Mount just couldn't get into the game. You just whatever he tried, he just couldn't get into it. Agate coming on doesn't kind of work. This Agate flip with Casemiro isn't working.
Ugarte? What happened to Ugarte? You know, at least he
Don't know.
was decent, but now
I don't know.
it's so poor. I would rather play some academy players. Bring on the Fletcher guys. Bring on Cesko Kune. Bring in someone else.
Yeah, I don't know what's
Ugarte,
happening with
you know,
him.
I lost all faith in that guy. I have to be honest.
I don't know what's happening. Bruno's passing, abysmal today. His positional sense, abysmal today. His fucking chance. A player with Bruno's caliber should be putting that away. I mean, it really should be, you know. So there was a lot of things to be grateful about today because we came away with the draw. So we've demonstrated, even with 10 men, a ruthlessness to come back.
But Stu, I think we're past being grateful for saving a point after being 1-0 up at halftime. We did it against Fulham, we did it against Forest, and now against Spurs. So you see a pattern, a repeating pattern. And these players can't be happy just getting back. They have to close shop. They have to go. Wait, if you have a 1-0 lead, you got to be aggressive. You got to be offensive in your mind, and you got to kill the game.
We don't appear to be.
Yeah,
we don't appear to be. And for me, so from that point of view, yeah, great. You know, and we've rescued a point. Still on the same points as Tottenham. Still in 7th place. Still all to play for, and that's great for us. So, but we can only go on what we did this time last year. This time last year, we've lost that game. We're out 2-1. We've been knocked out. Killer punch, 2-1. So we haven't done that. We've gone up the other end of the pitch and we've rescued a point. Now, people will say a point's better than 0. It is, but it's not 3 points. I listened to some stuff on the way back. Man United fans angry. Oh, we lost 2 points today, blah, 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 blah. But have we? Have we really lost 2 points? I don't think we have. We could have lost 3 points because, as I say, last year we don't come back in this game. But the players have got to realise that football's for 96 to 97, 98, 99 minutes today. It's not 93, 94 like it used to be. It's 96, 97, 98 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, Richarlison, by doing that stupid fucking celebration, gave us an extra 2 minutes grace within that game. And you know, we score within that period. We get Lamans coming up. We've got we'll talk about the issues on the goal in a minute when we get the tactical board out. But there are areas I was hugely concerned about. Look, I wasn't even I wasn't even going to mention Dalot, to be honest. I was going to mention Ahmad. Very concerning, his performance today. Very weak, mentally weak, physically weak, slow on the ball, didn't do anything with it, lacked everything that we've come to know.
What the hell was that defending, you know, on the cross, on the other goal? Turn your fucking ass to the player. What the hell is going on? That's not how you defend the cross.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
It's just trying to make. He did like this. Just let the ball through.
Oh, I know, it's crazy. You've got Mazraoui didn't cover himself in glory today. I can't believe I'm even saying that with Mazraoui because he's normally a solid 7. Mazraoui, he was terrible today. Looked completely out of water and out of sync with the team. Dorgu, problems still, you know, just isn't quite there with him. So a lot to tear down, I'm afraid. A lot to tear apart. But there are some stuff, you know, where Mbeumo I think he's got his 7th goal of the season, hasn't he? Absolutely brilliant. You know, so I said if, you know, Mbeumo's likely to get us 15 to 20 goals this season in all competitions, he's more than on his way to doing that.
It looks like it, yeah. His 5th, was it his 5th goal of the season?
5th Premier League goal, I think,
5th
maybe
Premier
6th.
League goal, yeah, he's doing bits.
Like
he's doing really well.
Bits. And then you've got Cunha, wasn't at the races today, but didn't get the support he needed from Ahmad. It's a big problem. Ahmad's a huge problem for us, I'm afraid, in the wing-back position, and we've got to address that. We have to address it immediately. So I can see the frustration on Amorim. I would imagine he's had a bit of a pop at the lads, but they don't seem to be learning. We don't seem to be learning from past mistakes. Lamans, you know, made 2 or 3 really good stops again today. Had no chance with both goals.
No. The goals were
He's got
impossible.
no
The
chance.
deflections, both of them deflections from close.
Yeah, but it
It's
all
impossible. Not
changed.
even.
Yeah, but I'm going to say something, guys. It all changed on the Maguire injury. That's when it started to fall apart in terms of our solidity.
Are you saying Maguire is impossible to replace?
Yoro's having an issue stepping in for him, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's impossible to replace, but Yoro's having a problem stepping in for him. Yoro's playing out of position.
I get what you're saying, but I never liked when we switch up other players. I think when you sub people in the defense, you should sub one against one. Should never sub, for example, Maguire centrally, put the Ligt in centrally, and then move, because the dynamic how you play as a defender. You should never mix that up. For me, it's like swearing in church. You should never do it.
No, you shouldn't. And the problem we've got at the moment is Luke Shaw. Although I didn't think Luke Shaw had a great game at all today, when you look at the Luke Shaw against Nottingham Forest to Luke Shaw you saw today, completely different player. It's hurting Lenny Yoro. So what the point I was making is, Jarvis, there was a big error, a big problem when Maguire went off, but Lenny Yoro, his development is being hurt at the moment because he can't play his favoured position, which is left centre-back. Now, he will turn around and say, I don't care, I can play anywhere across the back three. Put me anywhere on across the back four, you can. That's what players say. That's what I say. And I can do a job at right back, I can do a job at left back, but I love centre back, and you can do that. But Yoro's getting hurt. So we've got massive issues at the moment in terms of clearly our defence isn't strong enough. When you take a player out, when you take an injury, out, when Maguire's been missing for a couple of weeks injured, he's back. We look more solid. He gets injured. We can see 2 goals. There's no. It just doesn't happen like that, Jarvis. There is a pattern there. So I feel a bit for Yoro at the minute. I think he's probably getting hung out to dry over this. He's not quite there. He's not quite ready. Ahmad's killing. Ahmad's killing the left centre back or the right centre back, whichever way his position, because he can't defend. So if you can't defend in Amorim's system, like a Quenda, as an example, you're no good to us. However good you are going forward, you have to be equally as good on the reverse. And Ahmad clearly isn't as good on the reverse. And the gamble is too much. It's too much for us at the moment. So Amorim's got to think about what he does.
But we talked about this in the preview. We Sorry.
Hello, mate.
I'm lagging. Sorry.
Yeah, you're lagging. Yeah. So what he was saying is, if you can hear him, we did talk about it in the preview. We mentioned a few weeks ago at Liverpool, Dalot was complaining to Amorim about lack of support on the right wing back with Ahmad. The week later, Yoro was complaining to Amorim about the lack of support against Forest. And this week, it's exactly the same. So he's got a problem. He's identified the issue on the back post that he's not strong enough, Ahmad, and it's unfortunately come to bear. Now, Mazraoui is coming back from injury. Absolutely, I totally agree with that. And that's why it pained me to say he didn't look anywhere near the player that we've seen. And he will only get stronger. So all you can do is 2 things. You can either take a real chance on somebody like Diego Leon, Jarvis, and play a proper back, or we've got to revert to type and we've got to look at Dalot and Mazraoui or Dalot and Dorgu. You cannot have Ahmad in that position anymore. I know he started out, before anyone says, I know he started out as left-sided 10, but he moved back. And when he moved back, the chaos started. And it is chaos. It was chaotic in there. If you look at the 2 goals in particular, if you look at the 2 goals in particular, the Richarlison one that he's claiming, there was nobody around him. Nobody. The first goal, Tell gets a good strike on it, but it's going wide, or Lamon saves it if it hadn't come off Dalot. So the reason it's come off Delict is Delict's making an attempt at a block.
So block, yeah. But we have to do it. That's just a curse of a defender. I'm not blaming the Delict for that, but you should never give. He got the warning when it comes to Tel. You could see it right away when Tel came on the pitch. Tel was much more mobile. The Koulibaly thing. He didn't work at all. He was passive. They had an easy day with Koulibaly and Richarlison. He's working hard. He's aggressive, but I think he lacks some of the finesse. And you saw Tel coming on. He was mobile. He was good on the ball, and we had the warning. We knew that he was ready today. He was ready to score, and I felt it. I was actually thinking to writing in the WhatsApp group, "Tel looks good. I think he will score," but I didn't have the time before he scored, and the should never let him. Give him so much space, Okay, it's a tight mark, but okay, then you have to be first. If you can't control the guy, you have to be first.
Yeah, we made that attempted block anyway. It didn't come off. They score, but we did show a little bit of resilience because we went up the other end with 10 men and we popped one in the back of the net. Now, irrespective of how it happened, why it happened, what we're going to tear it apart about, because there was a couple of issues. I think we put at least 2 fouls in that I could tell straight away before Delict pops it in, and one of them was Mason Mount on Vicario. So but we got away with it and we scored a goal. So look, we're entitled to be upset. We're entitled to be pissed off, and we're entitled to be a little bit bewildered as to what's happening in the second halves of games. But on the same token, we're still 5 games unbeaten. And that is a foundation and a footing that we haven't had.
I get it, Stu. I get it. I get it. But for me, when I did the instant reaction, I'm too stressed out because I have too much on my mind. I have all the production, I have everything, all the footage. I just need to get everything right. Well, after a while, when I have had a couple of hours just to let it sink in, now I'm fuming more because I'm not happy with how we conduct ourselves on the pitch. I see the repeating pattern, and we can talk about the mentality of coming back after being down with a goal, in the dying minutes, and we did it again. It's a good thing. Yeah, we didn't lose the game, but again, I will point my finger at the players. It's the mentality of the players. Why don't we have the ability to kill the game while we 1-0 up? We should never take our foot off the gas. But we did against Nottingham Forest. First 10 minutes, we conceded 2 goals in I would say, was it 3 minutes? 3 minutes time? And where's the reflection? Where's the reflection on the players? What? Okay, after the Nottingham Forest, shit happens. Okay, after the Nottingham Forest game, you talk to yourself, you talk to your teammates. You tell yourself, you tell them, we cannot allow this to happen again. Never again. But again, and in the game week after, we do the same. It's not, okay, they didn't score 2 goals in the beginning of the second half, but we let them into the game. We took our foot off the gas. It shouldn't be like that, Does it come down to quality? Maybe. Does it come down to Rúben Amorim's in-game coaching? Maybe. Is it a mix of both? Is it
Well, you've got a problem immediately where you've got to take Casemiro off after 60/65 minutes. That's it. He's done. Legs are gone. That's it. He's out. So Agati has to come in, or somebody has to come in.
But we did the same against Brighton. What are the players thinking?
Well, this is the problem. So we're not ready. So Agati should be ready. If it's Agati that's coming on, and Amorim says to him in the changing room, or on Thursday, normally it'll be a Thursday, he'll pull him to one side and said, you're not starting, you're on the bench, but you're going to come on after 60/65 minutes. I need you to be ready. When you get on that pitch, you've got to hit the ground running. Something is not resonating with Agati. He's either he's chucking his toys out the pram because he doesn't want to come on after 65 minutes, or he feels he should be starting ahead of Casemiro. I don't know. But he's not there and ready to come straight away when Casemiro. So that sub's coming. That change is coming. We all know that change is coming. We've spoken about it ourselves. That change is coming. So that shouldn't be a surprise. The surprise is when he pulls off Casemiro, he pulls off Cunha, and he pulled off. I'm just trying to think who else it was. He put on 3, didn't he? I can't think.
Maguire.
Well, Maguire was injured, sorry, so Yoro had to come on. But he then made that change with Casemiro, and he made that change then with Mount.
Mason Mount, Ugarte came on, Dalot and Maguire. Lenny Yoro. And
Dalot comes on after 80, doesn't he?
Yes, 79 minutes. I have in my notes here. Yeah.
And so you brought off Cunha, one of our more attacking players, to bring on Mount. Wrong decision. You keep Cunha on. You remove Bruno in this particular scenario because he's done nothing all game. Cunha wasn't playing particularly well, by the way. Let's be honest. Cunha wasn't having his best game, but he still got more aggression than Bruno and Ahmad together. He's got more aggression himself than them two together. So it's a bit of an issue for us. We've got major problems. I think that Amorim is looking at his bench, turns around, actually, Jarvis, looks at his bench. And what do we do? What do I do? What am I going to do? How am I going to change this? What have I got? What key have I got that's going to unlock?
Yeah, but he should have figured this out after the Brighton game, or at least after the Nottingham Forest game. You know, in the Nottingham Forest game, he didn't do anything. He did one sub against Brighton. He did a couple of subs and then came back. It was from 3-0 to 3-2, and then they pushed and we scored on the counter in the dying minutes. We won the game 4-2. But again, you know, it was weaky bum time because of his subs.
But you're better off doing the one change then. If you know you've got to make that change between Casemiro and Ugarte, which we've pointed out, we've got to do that. He knows he's got to do that change. Casemiro's not doing 90 minutes. Okay? Not happening. So Ugarte comes in. You leave it. I sent you Tottenham v Man United, didn't I?
Yeah.
And I did the Chelsea game. I sent you footage of the Chelsea game 20 years ago. Our bench was shite. So Fergie did one change. He put Ji-sung Park on. He left the rest on the bench. He's got to start doing that. If you're going to make that change on 60, 66, do it, but don't change anything else. Don't certainly change all at once. Push it earlier that Casemiro comes off on 55, between 55 and 60 minutes, rather than 60 to 65. Push it 10 minutes earlier. Then you give yourself a window where you can make extra changes, and it shouldn't, hopefully, disrupt you too much. What's happened today, we've been disrupted. He did, Danny B, actually, he did, yeah. What today's happened is we've been disrupted because he's made those 3 changes. Now, he might, obviously, he was forced into it with Maguire. I agree with you. Dalot should have stayed outright, and Yoro should have gone centre. Should have gone central. Should have stayed there. Left Luke Shaw where he was, which he did. Left Dalot where he was, which he did, which he should have done, and then put Yoro in the middle. Would have made little difference. However, what was hugely interesting to me was I felt he panicked when Maguire got his injury.
Yeah,
he panicked. He didn't know what to do. That was panic stations for him, because at that point, Tell was on the pitch, wasn't he? Or Tell
came on quite early, I would say.
So he was on the pitch, wasn't he? Yeah. So Tell was on the pitch, was lively, but he wasn't causing us that many problems to that point. You take Maguire out of the pit, and then we've got issues. So look, my real thoughts are, with my memory moving forward, I know what I've got to do with Casemiro, or I'm telling Casemiro for the next 2 weeks, I need you to work on your stamina, because I can't risk taking you off after 60 minutes ago and bringing on Ugarte because it's not working for me. So you either work on your stamina or you're coming off 5 minutes earlier. And he's got to do that. Those are his choices with Casemiro. And if it means, Jarvis, he don't go to Brazil, then so be it, because you're paid by a club, not by your country. So those are his choices. And once you've solved that conundrum, the Casemiro-Ugarte conundrum, everything else should be a little bit easier to solve. But right now, that is our hurting point. That's our pain point, is Casemiro off, Ugarte on. Now, if you don't put Ugarte on, Jarvis, who do you put on? That's our next question. Just take Ugarte out of the equation then. So who do you put on for Casemiro? Yeah. That's the whole point of this.
Yeah, but again, Stu, let me just... Okay, I see Jay, big up Jay, one of our most loyal followers, always retweeting on X and sharing. And thank you, Jay, you are a gem. But I'm just saying, who is Amorim supposed to sub on? But okay, let me bring out some facts. If you are a manager and you have the squad available, it's Amorim's goddamn job to fix this. And for me now, okay, he's talking about stages. Let's say we are in stage 2. We see progress. At least we didn't lose. But again, we see everything crumbles in between his fingers. Okay, what is he supposed to do? Nothing? Is he just to go to it, accept that we are conceding goals, losing games after being up? Or is he, as the guy who is in charge, going to figure out how to change things up? Maybe you have to do a formation change at the second half. Maybe he needs to figure out, maybe not play with the single pivot Ugarte, Casemiro. If he needs to take Casemiro off, okay, you change formation, you play with a double, 2 DMs. It's his job to fix this. I know we have an aim, we have a goal up long time into the future, let's say 2 or 3 years, to fight for the league and the Champions League. And we are looking to make this 3-4-2-1 formation work. But, at the same time, we need to have results and we need points now, because now is today and the future is the future. We don't know what will happen. Maybe Amorim will be gone in 5 months' time, So he needs to secure, take care of us as fans. He needs to take care of his players, shield them, not expose them, and try to get the best of what he gets. So for me, I feel, because we've seen this before, and we're not learning, and it's a little bit worrying.
But they're exposing the players are exposing themselves. This is the problem.
It's nothing new. We know that Amorim. We know that Casemiro is vital for this team, and as long as Casemiro is out, we have to play Ugarte. So Ugarte can't play in the single pivot. You could clearly see on one of the goals when Bruno, Mason Mount, and Cesko lost the ball. It was a big, huge gap in the middle of the park. Ugarte was on the left side.
But that's Ugarte's issue.
In the middle of... Yes, but we know he's useless. Yeah. We know that. And Amorim knows that. We know that. Everybody knows that.
And this is why I was saying...
So why do we put ourselves into this situation over and over again? That's my biggest worry,
This is why I was saying he's got to go to Casemiro and say, you either work on your stamina or I drop you off 5 minutes early. Because I've got to give myself and players time to bed into the game. At 66, 70 minutes, you take somebody off, you've got 20 minutes to bed into a game of football, okay? Mm-hmm. We both know you've done that yourself, Jarvis. You come on off the bench and you can't affect anything in 20 minutes. Not really. You can do certain things. You can steady the ship, you can shore it up, but you can't really affect a game of football. But from about 55, you can. It gives you 35 minutes to kind of get in there and do something.
Yeah.
I hear you and what you said, I do, and I agree with you. But if Ugarte, okay, again, it comes back to me saying, me and you both identified 4 weeks ago, we were talking about Casemiro's got 60 minutes in his legs, that's it. Something like that. Ugarte, if he's not prepared, if he's not ready, if he's not doing everything right to come on and slot into the Casemiro role, then what is he doing at the club? I'm with you on that one, wholeheartedly. If he can't determine on his own, and he was miles away from Tell for the first goal, miles away from him. If he can't determine by himself that he's way out of position as a CDM, and if he was You know where I like the CDM to play. You know exactly where I want him, John.
I know.
If
I know.
there, he would have got across the tail like that in seconds, not minutes, which is eventually what it took. I don't think he ever got across to him, did he?
No.
You know, and this is the issue. So I'm absolutely wholeheartedly in agreement with you. I don't think, well, let me tell you this. If we don't think that Garte can use his brain functionality, crikey, that was a trip on words, and brain functionality. I was trying to think what I wanted to say at the time. Brain functionality to determine where he needs to be. How the fuck can we expect anyone else to play in a double pivot with him? Because they don't have the brain power. Now, why do you, does a manager have to go and tell a player what he wants them to do? I've never got that. I've never understood it. So
yeah. But this square, this box is where I would love Casemiro to operate. And Ugarte, you know, we shouldn't. And as soon as we put on Ugarte, he was here, he was everywhere, you know. And what happens? What happens if you vacate your space?
Well,
this happens. We have no one. It's a big gap. We are back to Ten Hag days. And you know, we saw it against West Ham in the opening summer camps in US and Leeds and Fulham.
Before we do that, pal, we've got 1, 2. Right, when did 1533, 1605?
You have 2 super chats from Grace.
1, 2, 3 super chats to do.
Ooh.
We've got 2 from Grace and 1 from Sanchi.
Okay, let's play the super chat jingle.
Yes. Oh, it's a beauty. It's a beauty. It's short and sharp.
Short and sharp.
Short and sharp. Short and sweet, actually. Just like Grace.
Sharpie.
Short and sweet, just like Grace. Grace says...
let's bring it up, the first one.
Yeah, there you go. What's your starting 11, guys? Oh, you've got rid of it. Bloody hell. Sorry, Grace. It's embarrassing, the two of us together. We're rubbish. What is your starting 11, guys? Grace, tune in Monday night for that, because we've got a lot of video and footage to go through. But we did go through our starting 11 and who would be my favourite starting 11, and it's quite different, isn't it, Jarvis? To what we've been playing with.
Yes.
But we will. I promise we'll do that. We'll try and get to it maybe at the end of the show. But we'll definitely do that for you, Grace, 100%. And then she also goes on to say, and this is 100% accurate. She's talking. There's no 2 current mids that gives us a balance, and she's right. There's no argument. There's nothing to be said. She's absolutely.
But why have we lost? All of us have lost faith in Kobbie Mainoo, because he's not.
Well, there's a problem.
He never gets a chance. He never gets.
We need an explanation. Amorim's got to give us an explanation as to why Kobbie Mainoo is not featuring. I know we were supposed to be injured, but I'm not really sure I buy that one. But Grace, you're 100% right. There's nothing else to be said about that. Sancheet says. Today was a masterclass on how to fail as a manager.
Well, you know, that's what I'm pointing at. You know, I'm just speculating. Sancheet, I agree. I think it's Amorim's responsibility to fix this. You know, okay, at least until January. Then Ineos and the Glazers and the board comes in and can help him fix it. But at the moment, he needs to figure out a way to win games. This is his responsibility. This is why he's in the job in the first place. It doesn't matter what system we play. I don't care, as long as we win games. You know, that's the main issue when it comes to football. Winning.
What we've demonstrated, and what you've demonstrated, old friend, is that Ugarte was nowhere to be seen where he should have been. And he pointed out is Energizer Bunny rotation, and the problem is that Amorim's fault, or is that Ugarte's fault? Now, if that was me doing the Ugarte thing, it'd be my fault, not Amorim's. You've got to admit, Jarvis, because you know football, you have to admit this part. And I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but you have to admit it. No coaching on earth, had any part to play with our first goal.
No.
Not one piece of coaching. You couldn't
No.
coach that if you tried. The intricacy of the passing, the ability of the player to pick out the ball.
It's mostly on Mbumo. He did a couple of key things in that one.
Yeah. The
Also,
header.
Ahmad, yeah.
I mean, you know as well as I do, pal. That cross was lofted. It was a wonderful header. I mean, it was a work of art, that header. But all I'm saying is there was no coaching attached to that passage of play, was there? No. Good old Richarlison and his worldie of a header. Fucking hell. There was no coaching attached.
He couldn't get out of the way. That's the thing. He was like,
exactly. And Thomas Frank jumps off as if to say, "Yeah, I told him what to do there. Fuck off."
One in a million. He's never done that, even in training.
Richarlison was afraid the ball was going to hit him in the face. That's what he was afraid of.
Yoink.
Or my fucking hair is going to come off. And then he goes off as if he scored the best goal in the off with his shirt and all that kind of nonsense. That had nothing to do with it. Now, when you look at Matthias Tell, that was coaching because the position that he took up. The position that he took up, you mentioned it yourself, didn't you? You talked about it. They talked about, I want you to pick up this position just in case we get a knockdown or something. I want you to use your striking ability, and he did. I would even go so far to say is our set piece at the end was a work set piece. And we'll pull out why I thought it was a work set piece.
The movement of the lift was brilliant. And
Luke Shaw on Banter. And also, Mason Mount. Mason Mount. Yeah, Mason Mount, but pushing the I can't believe the reference, but there you go. I don't care. But the decoy, Dalot comes in at the back and bang. I mean, what a powerful header. And all the Spurs fans were saying, "Oh, Vicario was in the back of the fucking net." Well, tough. We don't care. I don't care.
No, we don't.
So I take your point, old friends. But we've often argued. Well, we haven't argued. But we've always made a case for player intelligence over coaching, haven't we? And I just wanted to make that point that you're right. Mbumo was the intelligence for the first goal. Because there's no way you coach it. Because how do you coach that type of stuff?
Yeah, but this is my then I have to play the devil's advocate a little bit. But when it comes to this, okay, Rúben Amorim sets up a team in a 3-4-2-1 or 3-4-3 or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Oh, super sticker coming in from Tom Porter. It's a emoji of a smiley with.
Tom, you are a legend. Tom, you are a legend. You get the shades as well. In fact, Tom, I'm going to give you the double. You get the readers and the shades. Thank you so much for that, Tom.
Put on the Terminators.
Oh my God! You scare me when you put those on. Get them off. Get them off. Look at him. I'll be back. I'll be back. Yeah. What are you going to do about it, pal?
What are you going to do about it?
What are you going to do about it, son? I'll have you. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, old friend.
Big up, Tom. No. I lost my train of thought. But
you're playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, if I'm going to play devil's advocate when it comes to Amorim, all this system thing, it's one end goal, and that's for us to function as a footballing team and to win games, always. But I think as a manager, you need to be more adaptable. You need to try to do whatever you can to get the group of players you have available to play at their best level, and I'm not here for Rúben Amorim to get this 3-4-2-1 formation to work. That's not for me the end goal. I think we need to start winning games. That's just my point. And when it comes to Ugarte, he even played under Rúben Amorim. So how much time do Rúben Amorim actually need to teach these players how to play in his system? How intricate and difficult could it be? Is it like we need to wait 5 years before we can see the Rúben Amorim end goal? It's been 12 months and Ugarte played for him a couple of seasons now, so
yes, I understand, and I think you're right there, pal. Ugarte played with him at Sporting, didn't he, for 2 seasons? Was it Benfica or Sporting?
Sporting. But yeah. by the way, let's look at this. Look at Ugarte here. Bruno is on the ball, and Ugarte, we have this space here, and Ugarte, he's placed directly behind Bruno on the ball. And he can clearly see in his vision of sight a player, Odobert, centrally, and Bruno is on the ball. So even in this moment, he needs to sniff out the danger. He looks at Bruno, and Bruno is 1-against-1. He could easily lose that duel against, I think it's Bentancur.
It's Banter, that is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's late on in the game.
So again, he needs to be aware of this danger. So why are you placing yourself here? You have one player here, and two. So why do we need to overload this area? Why do we feel the need to do that? For me, he doesn't read the situation right. Okay, we lose the ball, and okay, look at it. We play 1-2s, we lose the ball, and suddenly, if we still open.
Yeah.
This is the area of Luke Shaw, the left-sided centre back. He should be here ready to push and jump. Ugarte should just let him go.
Yes. So, I mean, he's guilty of ball watching there. Yeah. As always. That's what he's ball watching. He's watching Bruno. He's expecting Bruno to keep possession, or Mount to keep possession. Or I think was it Cesko on at that particular time. I'm not quite sure who was up top, but
Mount and Bruno and Cesko, yes.
Yeah. I'm expecting them to keep hold of possession, but it doesn't happen. And so he's not prepared for transition. I always say, don't I, as CDM always needs to be prepared for transition. And that is centre pitch, almost like the cross. I can't do the cross because I'm not religious, so I don't know how you do it, but that's how you look at it, really, in a nutshell. So forward, backwards, left and right. That's ultimately how you defend. You have to be careful with that.
Well, I'm just drawing. This is an arrow. This is a circle. It's a circle with the cross. I don't know what you're thinking, Stu.
I've no idea. I've no idea. Anyway. Anyway,
your point is shape. Oh, I have shapes here. Okay.
Yes, your point's right. If Ugarte positioned himself in between the two players, which is I think is what you were getting at, he's in a
shapes. This is where he should be.
There, he's in a much better position, isn't he, to read the game and stop transition. That's what. I'm so sorry, Devilish Tactico. It's embarrassing. I've embarrassed myself. I've let myself down, and it's kicking the balls. Brilliant. But yes, ultimately that's where he needs to be. He needs to migrate to the right, which he wasn't doing, and that is an inability to understand at an intelligent level how to play football, and I can't believe it.
I play DM. I fully understood how to play in the mid circle. That's my area, up and down.
Sorry, Dave. It's ridiculous. I know. I'm so sorry. Well, I need shooting.
I'll start using the shapes, but for me, I think
I don't.
Faster than I draw.
Was right. You were doing was right. You just misplaced your other circle. Anyway, sorry about that. But yeah, so all you're talking about is position, and exactly right. Once he's in that position, Jarvis, he can then affect a back pedal or a backtrack if he needs to, or he can get close and in your face if he needs to, or he can push right, he can push left. He's in a much better position 5 yards across the pitch. It's crazy. I talk about it all the time. I've spoken about it for years, haven't I, pal? About how.
But now you see they win the ball, and suddenly we are in trouble. Okay, he managed to establish some sort of connection, but he can't keep up with Odobert.
No, but it was too late by then, wasn't it?
Yeah,
he had to run across. It's too late. Yoro's woefully out of position at that point because Yoro was pushed across to cover the mid pitch. Because if you remember, your original point was what the fuck was Dalot doing out of there? I think it was Dalot and Shaw, wasn't it, out wide? What were we doing out there? Hence why Yoro is in picture now.
But you see, Ugarte, he can't catch up. Okay. No. He comes in the right position, but again, Odobert is just playing with him. He stops. It's about timing, and then Meek, he's off again. And Ugarte, clearly you look at him, he's doing whatever he can just to catch up.
Yeah.
And in this position, okay, he waits until the right moment. Ahmad needs to make a choice and press, and Udogie is free on the left side.
Made a difference, Udogie, didn't he?
And again, let's look at this Ahmad's how he tries to block the cross.
No, I think you should. I think you should demonstrate this. Yeah,
we should just. I will take it down, and let's just play it. Look at Ahmad here.
Yeah.
Now, for me,
he's 2 yards too far back. You've got to square him up, Jarvis. You've got to be not in his face particularly, and you know why you don't want to be in his face, because you want him to do something. You need to affect change within Udogie at that point, but he's not. He's way too far. He's 5 yards, way too far. So it's a great point you make there.
But it's way too easy,
Of course it is, yeah.
That's not how you defend, Yeah, if that was Paolo Maldini, do you think he would put his ass against the player,
No, Maldini take one in the nuts.
You do.
You do. That's what you do.
Defend with your life, You don't care about your nuts if you're on the pitch. It's about winning games.
For a reason. You either block the tackle or you show him to the byline or he comes back out. That's why you defend square. And when you do defend square, if he goes to your right, it's easy for you to take off. If it goes to your left, it's easy for you to take off. If you hit you in the balls, you stop the cross.
Yes. And just to continue, if you look at Matthijs Tello, what's his name in the centrally, how he's in control on the lift. Look at his position, how his left foot is open, and the lift is just struggling to get into close enough. But he keeps the distance on the ground.
He was good at Bayern Munich when he scored a couple of goals against us in Champions League once, didn't he? Matthijs Tell. When Musiala, I think Musiala just burst onto the scene at the time, if I'm not mistaken. They both scored, didn't they, in that game?
Yeah, they did.
Musiala, very good player.
So we can look at Tell and the lift centrally here. Just keep your eyes on this area. But for me, I think it's his first touch. He gets a long first touch. It's a brilliant first touch. I don't know if he do it on purpose, but it looks really good. Do
you know I can tell he did it on purpose?
Yeah.
He didn't have to stretch. He didn't have to stretch for the shot. Watch. Didn't stretch for the shot. That's why I know. If he was stretching for the shot, Jarvis, it was fluke. He's let it roll over his boot. It's brilliant. Dalot. To be fair to Dalot, I'm going to give Dalot a bit of credit there. Sometimes you've got to get touch tight in there, which he was. Tell was just better at that on that piece of play.
And the shot comes off and deflects on the lift, and Senny Lammens is chanceless.
It's a good goal.
It's a good goal, but then again, and also we talked about it on the instant match reaction show. Yeah. The combination of Bruno Mount and Cesko probably should have stopped it higher on the pitch. Bentancur or whoever, drag him down.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. Stop at source. How many times do we talk about stopping at source? Yeah. You say all the time, don't you? Take one for the team. Well, taking one for the team is Cesko in particular losing it. Bang, there you go, Bentancur. Have that and walk away.
Yeah. Big up, Sean, saying Ugarte is just a spectator. Yeah,
big up, Sean. You're welcome to join if you're free, pal. Love to have you on. He's right.
Start of the season, do you remember when I said Ahmad as a right wing back won't work because he's too weak and small? He's a central attacking midfielder or inside forward on the wing. Is not a defensive winger at all.
He's right.
Yeah.
I got no problem with that. I remember him talking about it. Yeah, I do.
I'm worried when it comes to Ahmad defensively, and we are getting exposed. We talked about this in the preview that they will try to attack Ahmad, and we saw it. As soon as they put on Udogie, who was much more offensively minded. When he came on, and Odobert always aiming for that Ahmad side.
He was
So
excellent. Dorgu was Jarvis when he came on. I thought he was excellent.
Udogie and both Udogie and Odebert and
I
Matthijs
thought
Telle, the
everybody-
French connection there. They
I
did
thought
really well.
I thought Porro was decent. Showed his weaknesses, but fuck me, he can cross a football, can't he?
Yeah.
When on his day, he can cross a football. Porro, I thought he was excellent. Romero, strangely quiet. Romero,
But
I mean, you went in a group, didn't you?
What we can learn from this. I'm not finished with Ahmad. I just want to say what we can learn from this, because when you put on Lenny Yoro, because as long as De Ligt played on the right-sided centre back, are you tired, Stu?
I've had a
I can see
really
you.
tired day. Yeah, I've had a
I'm just joking.
No, it's true. Sorry, I apologise.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Keep on yawning. I was just going to say, as soon as
it's interesting what you're saying. It's not you.
No, I know.
I'm sorry.
No offense taken. No, about when we swapped on Lenny Yoro and the Lenny Yoro Ahmad connection clearly is not working.
Doesn't work
because Lenny Yoro is giving too much distance. He crossed Ahmad. He puts Ahmad on his own. De Ligt much closer, much better, talking to him, telling him what to do. But as soon as Lenny Yoro comes on, so I think also this is something that Amorim needs to see. We can't keep doing this.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, you've identified that. We identified it at Liverpool, didn't we? De Ligt going to Amorim and telling him, look, get it fucking sorted. Yoro again, get it sorted. So you're absolutely
working.
Right.
It's not
it isn't working. It's not working. I think Ahmad needs to come out of the team, personally, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah. Way too much distance, 100%. Yeah, I thank you, Danny B. Thank you for noticing. But it's worrying. And again, now I think Amorim is too obsessed with the system. I'm repeating myself. He's too obsessed with the system, but the players are suffering now.
He's a system-obsessed manager.
Yeah.
And a lot of you have only just been following me and Jarvis over the last year, maybe 2 years if you saw us, but me and Jarvis have been working together for 5 years now. And Jarvis will tell you, I kicked up an absolute storm back in the early days of All for United when I say systems are rubbish. Don't mean anything. And Jarvis was one of the few, probably the only one to actually agree with me, because a system is rubbish if you can't adapt. And we don't seem to adapt. And as a manager, if you can't adapt as a manager and you can't see what needs to happen. I picked a 3-5-2 18 months ago with this team, if you remember, John. That's the best.
You did.
It's the best way. It's the only way to play.
But the 3-5-2 is something else. That's something else than the...
Or a 3-1-4-2, or whatever you want to call it anyway. But I said to you, the centre-backs we are buying are a back three. They're not a back four. They're a back three. Luke Shaw was injured at the time. Dalot was rubbish for us. We had Martinez. We brought Yoro in, and we brought in De Ligt. All played in a back three, and that's what he was setting up for. Now he's sticking by that. When you and I both know, and every devilish tactico knows this, and Grace, if you're listening, Grace Sheridan, if you're listening, we've got two really good fullbacks in Luke Shaw and Diego Dalot. They're fullbacks.
They are.
Dalot is a better fullback than he is a wingback. Luke Shaw is a better fullback. So we've got to start considering that fact more, rather than going into a four at the back on occasions. Maybe we need to consider that fact moving forward. I think with Orley, maybe really good's not the right phrase, but he's a better fullback, is what I'm getting at, Sean, really. That's what I'm getting at.
Well, Dalot is decent, if he's played at right fullback. I think he can do a job in almost every team, and not make a fool out of himself.
Yeah, he can do a job.
When it comes to contributing forward, going forward, putting in crosses or taking on this guy 1-against-1. Maybe not the best, but defensively he's not too shabby. Not too shabby. defensively. I think he had a brilliant run, especially. I remember on the Ten Hag, it was a little bit back and forward with him and Wan-Bissaka, for example. But remember the run he had before the World Cup?
Yes.
Was it Qatar? I think he was outstanding. He was outstanding for at least 4 or 5 months, defending a lot of the right hand side by himself. We all remember the gaps on the Ten Hag. So
yeah, we do.
Yeah. Jay coming in and say, sounds like you're getting tired of Amorim Jarvis. It's a shame, but I do see why people are fed up with the system. But for me, I blame the recruitment team and professional players that can't do the basics. Well, my personal opinion, I'm a manager in or manager out. I'm just trying to talk about what I see, and I see signs that's worrying, to say the least. But I have to be honest. I see a lot of progression, things getting better. But I'm raising the bar when we see progression. I'm raising the bar because I want more. We are Man United. We are supposed to be one of the best teams in the world, and that's the bar. This is what we are aiming for.
Yeah.
So maybe Rúben Amorim is a stopgap until we get another manager in, and he will take us all the way. But Rúben Amorim needs to stretch and press himself to be better all the time. It's not like he have every answer. He has no experience in the Premier League. He needs to learn from this. This is what I'm trying to say.
I'm seeing positives for sure. In the way that we are playing and the way that he's trying to adapt himself to the Premier League. He's learned the hard way. He's learned by being stubborn, he's learning by being stubborn. But stubbornness doesn't guarantee you victory. Arne Slot at the moment didn't have to do fuck all to manage Liverpool squad last season. This season he's got to manage them, and he's coming unstuck.
Yeah.
Big difference. Amorim, he's making too many mistakes still. So there are concerns for me as well. But I'm kind of with you on this, Jarvis. I see something. Yeah. I see something in him. I see something in the team. We've got problems with certain people, and we know who they are. I'm not going to, we're not here to dig out players, but we know who they are. We know that the 3 or 4 players that need to go.
I think we are about 6 or 7, as Meeks were talking about, 6 or 7 players away from things to start to click.
Yeah, we are. And if you think about it, he started over the last week or two to make... He's dropping certain things in public now. The Bruno comment today, he's got to learn about rotation. That's the marker. So I'm bringing somebody in January, or I'm bringing somebody in the summer, pal. I'm telling you now. I'm telling the whole world, and I'm telling you, I am bringing in a midfielder that's going to play in your position, and you will not play every game next season. And if he comes in January, Jarvis, he will not play every game January onwards. He's not making the contribution that we need from him at the moment. Okay, and we know. So I'm with you on that. There are basic mistakes still happening. But on the flip side, there are something. 11 points out of 15 is good. Absolutely. Jay, you're right. It is a great improvement. But we, as Jarvis said, though, we want to kick on and kick on and kick on.
Yeah. But Jay, don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here trying to switch the pendle over to Amorim out and convince you guys that Amorim is wrong. I'm trying to be logical in what I see and trying to analyze as best as I can, on my abilities when it comes to football. And I follow Man United very closely, and I analyze almost every game. I look at small things, and these small things need to be better. That's just the thing. Yes, big up, Jay, big up, or Obi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. By the way, we have R2D2 with us.
Watching over you.
Watching over me. Yeah.
Watching over you. He does that, doesn't he? He does something like that, dog. Fucking hell. Oh, it's in danger of going off the rails. Why don't we analyse Rúben Amorim's goal? Let's analyse that.
No, but first, I want to. I was about to bring out something that I haven't seen anyone speak about it. So maybe I'm wrong when it comes to this, because I want to talk a little bit about the Romero, and in the first half we had this instance from Romero. So before I say something, I wanna have your take on it. So I want you to look at Romero is here, and Dorgu is here. The ball comes into Dorgu, and Dorgu gets clipped down. So that's a clear yellow card, and this was in the 30th minute of the game. And we talked about this Romero being a hothead and someone to aim for to get the red card. And in the second half, early this happened. Let me just see if I can find it. I have so many. Here we go. Yeah, that's on Mbumo. So this is in the 60th minute. We are on a break, and here you see Mbumo is on the ball, and Romero. I know the footage is bad, but he just takes him down and stops the transition. And for me, in every other, and you look at the referee, you can see it, and you see Romero's arms. He just takes him down. He knows
it's a yellow card.
Mbumo is gone. And this is Van de Ven with Cesko, and Van de Ven is the last man.
Yes.
So this is clearly a big transition. If Mbumo gets the ball past Romero here, we have Palinha and we have Van de Ven left.
Yeah.
And Cesko is sprinting towards the goal. So 100% in my book, this is a yellow card. It just takes him down. And the referee stands there pointing. He knows Romero is on a yellow, and is a coward. He doesn't have the guts to send him off. So for me, could have changed the game. We are 1-0 up, and it's in the 60th minute or 55 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
No one has talked about this.
It's a cynical foul for a start. It's
a professional foul, yes, and that's a yellow card.
And it's a yellow card. From a defensive point of view, I've done it 1,000,001 times, and I'll do it another 1,000,001 times between now and the end when I finish playing. It's what you do. It's how you do it. Somebody gets away from you, you pull them back.
Or not on a yellow. If you're on a yellow, you let.
How the referee has, well, first and foremost, Romero's, we talk about football intelligence. Yeah, agreed? So first and foremost, it just goes to show how dumb Romero is, and he doesn't know anything about his footballers, because Cesko is not running a foot race with Van de Ven. It's not happening.
He has a head start.
It's not happening. It just isn't happening.
It's not offside on your own half of the pitch.
No. Van de Ven's going to catch him, and he's going to stop him. It just isn't happening. So I'm trying to put thought process into Romero's head. If I'm Romero and I see Van de Ven to my left, I see Cesko, I ain't worried about it. Like you said, I'm going to let him skip past me. I'm going to try and hold him up. But when Mbumo pushes the ball in, I'm banking on Mickey Van de Ven getting there first. He's going to beat Cesko in a foot race all day long. So that's the first thing. So that's the first thing that I can't get my head around with him at all. The second thing is the referee is
Sam Barrett. Sam Barrett is the referee. Sam Barrett.
Incredibly awful there, because it is as blatant a yellow card as you're ever going to see, irrespective of whatever else happens after that.
What if this was Casemiro in the second half?
He's gone. Any other player, he's gone. I don't understand why he's missed it and why he's not done it. It's fucking shocking.
It's shocking, frankly. Yeah. But the worst thing is no one has mentioned this.
Really? Well, I don't know why, because I can't believe it. It's terrible. I said at the time I was watching and I was shouting at the screen. It was terrible, shocking. It's absolutely abysmal. Everything else that unfolds after that is an irrelevance because that is a foul.
It's a professional foul, and in my book, it's always a yellow card. And if you're on it, and the first one, it's as clear as it's day. So there's no doubt, you don't give him any leeway. That's the thing.
Interesting thing about that, when you actually slow it down,
I understand when the first yellow card is a little bit dodgy. The referee knows. You talk with the player in halftime. Okay, I got your yellow, but it was a soft one. Yeah,
he got no chance of knowing because of the speed.
Mm.
The way that Romero was coming in and the way that Dorgu, if Dorgu hadn't, because he dived over him. I know you do. If Dorgu hadn't dived over him, he's got a broken leg.
Yeah.
That's why it's a yellow card. But that was as blatant as it gets. But the point I was making about Van der Ven was that Romero didn't have to do that anyway. He didn't have to make that, because if you're on the corner of my eye, Jarvis, and he's easy going to fucking beat Cesko, I'm just going to let him go. But I'm going to chase Mbumo back to make sure he passes the ball to Cesko. Just look at the speed. It's a shocking challenge, by the way. It's a terrible challenge. So,
yeah, Samuel Barrett. If you're watching, you should be ashamed. It should be a red card.
Yes,
clearly red card, and it would have changed the outcome of the game. Us up 1-0 against the 10-man Spurs. I think we would have won that game. I think we would have won.
100%. Yeah, we would have. We would have gone on and won it. But look, Jarvis, you're not saying anything that appears for us to be moaning as fans. You're talking the truth. You're talking football laws.
Yep.
So, straight
nothing controversial.
Straight
first
yellow.
one.
No controversy in it.
Yeah,
no controversy in it, pal. People can moan and whinge all they fucking like about it. The truth is the truth.
Yeah. So, I just had to show this to you guys because I think we were done dirty on this one, but maybe there will be some more controversies after a while.
The ref should be fine. The referee should be fined, and it should be made public. The ref was fined.
Big up, Duels. Good to see you. Big up. Always coming in with comments in the non-live section and supporting the channel.
Great,
I know you work on another channel, but
it's worth pointing out, by the way, and everybody, please. Jules did his first show a couple of weeks ago, solo show. I don't know if he's done one since, but look out for Richard's channel, RD United, because Jules does do a solo show, so going to show him some support and love.
And doing solo show is so difficult. I did one today, at least for half an hour before Meeks came on, and it's so stressful because you have all the production and you have to keep the conversation going and talking.
You're the man, guys. You're the man. Yeah. You're the man.
Thank you. But I'm not used to it. I know I admire people who sit by themselves doing live shows all the time, every day.
Sean does it, doesn't he? Yeah, tell me about it.
It's not as easy as people think. So big up to all of you guys, legends out there. Yeah, I know, Sean. I know. It's but when I have Stu here, everything is fine. It's
one tries. I am the smallest cog in this big machine. My old mate does.
No, not a small cog. You're so important for this channel. I couldn't have done it without you. So 100%.
I know my place. Thank you. I know my place.
30 likes coming in from Obi.
Can we?
30, come on. Let's do a little bit. If you haven't, please smash the like.
Smash the like. We are down with the kids on this channel. Down with
what else? What else have I? I have some. Yes, it's time to talk a little bit about a player we talked about in the preview, Patrick Dorgu.
Yes.
What's your take on Patrick Dorgu and his performance today? Because I have some footage, some good ones and some bad ones, and we can look at them.
I've never been so conflicted over a footballer as I am with Patrick Dorgu, because I think when he plays to his ability, he's absolutely brilliant. He's energetic, he's strong, he's powerful, and he's what we need. fuck me on occasions. Jesus, it's like he's got 2 left feet. It's like his laces are tied together on his boots and he can't run. It's like he suddenly has an attack of some kind that kind of dishevels him and he just turns to jelly. I just don't understand it. He is. I know he's a young lad, but he is the most frustrating footballer we've got because we can see undoubted ability there. He just can't seem to put it and wrap it up in a present. You know, like a Maldini can, or like you know, other centre, you know, right backs like Soboslai, for example, at Liverpool, even a right back.
Example.
You know, but I do like him. I like what he does, and I like his attitude, and he's got this aptitude. Sanchit, you're an absolute legend, mate. You really are. Thank you for that. We'll come to that in one sec. Something isn't clicking for him at Manchester United, and he needs to find out and he needs to identify what that is. The coaches won't be able to help him with that, Jarvis. He will need to do that himself. He will need to make that determination exactly what it is. But on occasions, he's absolutely terrific.
Yeah,
he is not of a player.
Let's start with some footage and oh my. Sanchit coming in with a big one.
With a big super chat for us, so we must do that.
Yes, let's do that before we go into the Dorgu.
I'm going to get Sanchit. He's going to get the old Ralph Lauren's. Ralph Lauren's. Here we go, Sanchit. There you go. There you go, pal.
Let's do. Let's do this.
Oh, he's gone with the blue. I'm sure they're my blue ones, or are they the Star Wars?
They're gray. Star Wars.
Gray.
No, this is not the Star Wars one.
They're not the Star Wars ones. Yeah. I'm confused.
We can do that.
Yeah, Sanchit, you absolute legend. Sanchit says, I am seriously baffled. We've been awful in the second half for more than 2 games. So confused on who to blame. Is it the manager or is it the players? Left players on the right players on the left. Roll the dice. Let's see. Sanchit, roll the dice is actually the correct phrase on this one because nobody knows. Nobody knows who there is to blame. Do you blame the players? I'm a big fan of blaming the footballers, the players, because I always blame myself. We make a mistake. I make a mistake. It's my fault. It's got nothing to do with the gaffer. That's me. But if he is not providing the players with the instructions that they require, then he's to blame. So let's roll the dice one day and see what we come up with. Because quite frankly, it's a conundrum that nobody's got the answer to, pal. So great question, mate. I love it. Oh, great comment.
I'm on the. I'm on the roll now on blaming everyone. I'm just shooting in every direction, hoping I will be right on something, and then I can go back and say, I was right about Amorim, or I was right about the player, or I was right about something.
Exactly. We never say we're right, though, do we? We never say we're right.
No.
Our opinions are. The thing is, though, with Jarvis at the moment, he started off with a little Walther PPK a few weeks ago. Now he's bought out the Magnum 44 because he's not happy. And next week it might just be the shotgun. Who knows? Yes, who knows? So he's kind of there. But look, the thing about it is, and on a serious note, and this is why you all tune into this, you know, and talk to us and listen to us, is our love of the club is undeniable. We all love Manchester United. It's in our DNA. It's in our hearts, and that's undeniable. So whatever we do think, it's all opinion based. And that's great. That's what I like about it. Sanchit, thank you so much for that super chat, my old mate.
I even put in a disclaimer in the description of the show, you know, saying that we are not affiliated with Man United and it's just opinion based. So guys, don't sue us for saying anything wrong. You know, it's just our opinion. So it is what it is. But you know, we are trying our best here, so sometimes we are wrong. You know, I'm blatantly wrong in most things, but you know,
we're not wrong. We're not wrong. No. Maldini, you're absolutely right. One of Jarvis's favourite players, by the way. That's why I mentioned him.
Paolo Maldini.
I liked Baresi more.
Yeah, he was even better. And Barese's socks,
Yes.
he could only pull them halfway.
He could only, he's got too big.
Yeah.
Bars are too big. Jack Grealish got fuck all on Baresi.
No. Baresi is the legend. He started with this.
He started it all.
Going back to the 70s, then you have.
Yeah, but don't forget, nobody started anything in the 70s, Jarvis. It only started in the 2000s and whatever, when Guardiola came. That's when it all started. Don't forget.
That was when
football didn't exist in the 70s. Remember. So.
100%. Okay, so let's go back to the Dorgu thing. I promise you that. Rob Taff coming in and say, I like Dorgu. He came from a small team, now playing in a new position. Bit clumsy, but at other times, quality.
That's a balance.
And Danny B comes in and say, solid today, Dorgu. Yeah. OB comes in and say, I think Dorgu played well. So there's a little bit of split opinion when it comes to Dorgu, but I'll show you some footage. So this is, let's bring it up. So this is, let's see. I just wanted to show you this, how he put himself in trouble. And it's a little bit about experience, yes, and open up your body for the receiving pass, because at the beginning of this clip, the ball comes from the licked into Lammens and then over to Luke Shaw. So if you see here, the pass comes, and if a play like that comes, shifting from one side to the other, Dorgu is the out. He's the guy who eventually will receive the ball. So he needs to be ready to receive the ball and know what to do with it. So when the ball goes out to Luke Shaw
had it. He shouldn't have even had it there, Dorgu.
No, but look at him. Look at his body position. He's not looking over his shoulder. He's not aware what's behind him. He's receiving the ball in a manner that makes him take at least 2 touches and maybe 3. And it makes things really difficult for himself.
Yeah, he does, because the ball is a simple ball back to Shaw.
Yeah.
But we caused our own trouble there. I remember this play. I even when Lammens had got the ball, Jarvis, I remember how we did it, because Maguire went across, didn't he? And just about made that pass. If you remember, just about made that pass. Then he comes back, and we caused ourselves problems there. Dorgu, you're right about his body position, his body shape. He wasn't equipped to take the ball at that time. That's why I think a stab back would have been the better option, but he didn't do it, because Brennan Johnson, he's just a fucking little gnat, isn't he? He's a fucking fucking tick at you.
But people think Brennan Johnson is like this soft Rashford type of player, but he's not. Okay, he has pace, but I think he has a little bit of bite in him. You could see it today. He had that tackle. He was angry. So you shouldn't underestimate him. And he's actually a player I rate. Yeah, I think he was really good playing at Forest.
I like Brennan Johnson.
Yeah. But again, I know it's small things, it's small details, but it's about how you open your body position. And it's so simple to fix, but it comes with drills. You need to drill, and your job, his job is being the left wing back. So it shouldn't come as a surprise for him to receive the ball and at this position. Yeah,
correct.
That's just my thing. I'm not trying to. And again, I said some bad things and some good things, and then we have this one. I think this was brilliant, brilliant fullback play. I'm on the right place. Yeah. How he leads him. He wants him to go down.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe it's a little bit too close, but it's. But his body position here in this position is better.
Yes,
because he's ready, and when the feint comes and he goes down to the byline, he's ready. He's ready to follow, keep it tight, and then you block the shot or the cross. So again, he's brilliant, especially physically. He's so good.
He was in a really strange position there, actually. If you pop it back and look at his body shape, you're absolutely 100% accurate in what he was trying to do. He was trying to hold up the play. His actual body shape was really strange. He was almost look there. What he's got to do there in that particular point there, Jarvis, is stop, and he's got to allow the player.
I would like him. What am I doing? Let's do. I wanted to do the shape because I know I can't draw. I wanted him here, not.
Yeah, he needs to be
because he's almost on the wrong side. But I think he has learned to know what foot Kolomani wanted to use, and he wants to use his right foot.
Yeah, that's right.
On the byline. He kind of gambles on it. He knows that he's useless going to the left, so he's forcing him to go right.
He could have stopped it there. My point is, he could have stopped it there. If you circle him now, if he stops and puts the brakes on, Kolomani bumps into him, game over. When Boomer picks up the ball, we're away. And that's the difference between me and you being able to analyse play and being able to read the play from not on the pitch to a player that's on the pitch who's doing everything he can to justify his position in the team and stop Kolomani at the same time. So at that particular point in there, he's brilliant. You're absolutely right. If he stops, it's done. It's over. It's done. And Bruno takes it and away he goes. But you're right, he doesn't. What really impresses me about it, and this is why I wanted you to stop it there.
He comes back into it, because he has the physical ability,
But I wanted to show you why I was so impressed. Look at his body shape there. He's all over the fucking place. I said to you, he sometimes looks like he's been shot or he's got rabies or something. That's the point. But he kept his momentum going. And that's the point you're making, and that's what I'm really impressed with.
But I like how he recovered, look at this, and he was able to stop it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you need to be good, and I think 1-against-1 he's quite good, when he does stuff like this. But in other times, I think he rushes too much. He comes in too quick, and it makes it too easy to make a decision for the attacker 1-against-1. You either put it right or you put it left, and then you're gone. Meep, bye.
Yeah, he gives the attacker the option, doesn't he? Exactly right. Yeah. And funny enough, what you were saying about understanding a player, you were talking about understanding Kolomani anyway. You know as well as I do, if Kolomani had used his brain, he would have gone. Albeit that Mbeumo was coming over. He got Dorgu exactly where he wanted him, even before he got anywhere near there, because of his body position. So I thought Dorgu did really, really well there, mate. Really, really well.
Yeah, and I have a third one, but I can't play this one. It's just partially. I can play a clip, but I just want you to focus on how he rushes into. I don't know who's 22.
It's Porro, isn't it?
It's Porro, yeah. He rushes into Porro, and Porro just makes the Jarvis flick to his left, and
he doesn't do the chop, does he? He makes a poor effort.
Well,
let's have a look at it.
But look at him. He's coming in too strong.
Yeah,
and if you come in too strong, this happens.
Oh, it's a poor effort at the Jarvis chop, though, isn't it? It's a poor effort at the chop. You're absolutely right. What he's doing there is, you often hear me talk about popping the ball off, don't you, occasionally? And that's when a player comes steaming in. You know what we're talking about? And I want to talk about the Jarvis chop. When you talk about the chop, he was coming into you at a rate, wasn't he? And you knew what you could identify his pace towards you, which allowed you to do the chop. Because you just know he's never going to stop. He's never going to stop. And exactly what your point is there is perfect.
Yeah. So it's pluses and minuses when it comes to Dorgu, but also we got to remember he hasn't played many games, so maybe it's down to match sharpness. It's some of these things. I am Titanium Belal coming in with another.
What are you going for?
Belal, big up.
What are you going with?
I'm going with the Reds. Up the Reds.
You're going with the Reds. Oh, dear. He's got those out of a crackerjack box. Beautiful. Let's see what Bilal's question is. Just let me just have a quick look, see if I can read it. Oh, sorry, hold on, Bilal. Can't quite read that. Bilal says, I'm only kidding. Stu, do you play football with Edgar David glasses? I don't actually. I just need to. These are my readers. My age. Yes, all right. Yes, all right. I just need reading glasses, ladies and gentlemen. But football, these peepers, they're still fine by themselves.
Yeah.
Anyway, you don't need reading glasses or Edgar Davids glasses when you're crunching somebody. You can close your eyes as long as you can hear him coming.
Well, I didn't want to spend all this show talking about Dorgu, but my conclusion when it comes to this, Dorgu isn't miles ahead of Dalot when it comes to playing left wing back. I think they're both poor, with an exclamation point. They're professional footballers, but at this level, I think we can do better. So I'm not sure if Dorgu is the answer for the Dalot debate. But now at least we tried him, and but definitely I think Dorgu is better going forward. But this is what worried me a little bit, the defensive part of it. Stopping those crosses.
Yeah.
And there were other instances, and Porro, he took a lot of early crosses into the box, but it wasn't a big problem because we had Maguire. Maguire and Dalot just
Big Harry.
Get it away.
Big Harry comes in. Hold on, I'll take care of that bank. Next.
Yeah.
Is that all you've got? That's what he said to Porro. Is that all you got? Come on, you do better than that.
Yeah. So, but I saw Stephanie in the chat. So big up Stephanie. Big up Stephanie. Good to see you. Good to see you. Always coming in as the legend you are, Stephanie. I think you are. How many channels are you on?
She's amazing. She's amazing. I saw her on Sean's the other day. I'm sure she was monitoring. Moderating Sean's channel.
Moderating. Yeah.
She's fantastic.
In other things, want to talk a little bit about Cesko, or do you have anything to say about him?
I'll reserve my judgment. I want to think a bit about ask me Monday. The only reason I say that, Jarvis, is I want to think a little bit more about his team, because I know Mark is going to go and on really big on Cesko on Monday. So maybe we leave that debate till Monday.
Okay. In my instant reaction, then I want to go a little bit back to Amorim. I was talking about this in-game management. What's your thought about his subs and in-game management? Could he have done something differently now in hindsight? What would you have preferred?
Not really. And the reason I say that is because you can get injured anytime in the game. You can make, back in the day, Jarvis, when we only had 3 subs, 5 on the bench, 2 subs, 1 sub, you take your chances. You make changes, you take your chances. It's life, it's football. Jarvis does the Jarvis chop. 55 minutes in, all your subs are on. You do the Jarvis chop, fall down, twist your knee. Whose fault's that? It's nobody's fault. It's not yours, not the chop. Well, we could blame the chop, couldn't we? Could blame the pitch, could be anything. But the point is, you didn't know that was going to happen. So I don't think biting Amorim's lunch on Cesko coming off injured and putting us down to 10 man. Here we go.
Well, maybe you have new viewers. They don't know what we're talking about.
That is true. That is true.
So this is the Jarvis job.
Look at that. Oh, where's the Tiddler? The Tiddler walked off after that, I heard. He couldn't take any more. I'm done. Look at that. Beautiful.
Yeah. So,
you've got shorts that fit you and everything. Where's the holes in the back of your socks, by the way?
It's not into fashion, when you're 48 years of age. It looks stupid.
You look 28 years of age there, pal. You look 28 years of age. No, but so I don't actually think you've got to see a Stuart crossbar as well. I haven't had a chance today. I was planning on doing it, but I had to go shopping. Don't ask. You can't legislate for that, but it's one of those things where you can't help. I don't think he gets his substitutes right, though, Jarvis. And I think that's the question you're asking, isn't it? I don't think he gets them right. We already said in the beginning of the show, we know that Casemiro's coming off and Ugarte goes on. And I've made my arguments for basically Casemiro up in his stamina personally, or giving Ugarte a longer run. But for me, Cunha and Mount today wasn't the move, wasn't the right move. I don't think Cunha was playing well, by the way. But I don't think Mount did anything when he came on anyway. This resistance that he has to not remove Bruno is hurting the team.
Yeah.
As well. That, there are times, Bruno, you ain't playing very well, mate. How many times, seriously now, throughout your playing career, you've been a starter and you've been hooked at half-time, or you've been hooked on 70 minutes because you're not doing it? Somebody comes on and we win the game. That doesn't mean they're a better player than you. It doesn't mean they're more valuable to the team than you. It just means on that day, Jarvis wasn't playing well, or Stu wasn't playing well, but John was. And that's all it is. So I think he'll learn again. I think he'll go back. He'll talk to his coaches, and he'll look and he'll look back and think, well, I'm making these changes and they're having no effect on the game. It's a detriment to us.
But the thing is, he's learning on the job, and
I
this
agree.
is what we get, and we knew this when we brought him in. He's learning on the job. He's a young manager, he's much younger than you and me, Stu.
Yeah, going back to the Jarvis job, that kid, he'll learn from that. He will learn not to jig around in front of you. He'll learn to watch your shoulder. He'll learn to look at your body shape. So we're all learning all the time, and I like that. That's what I love about football more than anything, pal. Yeah. I love that part of it. So, and I was being genuine there. If that kid had watched you a little bit more, but he hadn't got experience, fella, and you've got the experience.
Probably 19 years of age or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, you may have spoken to him after the game and said, "Oh, don't worry about it. Just watch what I do in future. When you're coming toward me, watch my feet, watch my body shape. And that's what Amorim's got to do. Watch the body language of the players. Did he think today Cunha's body language wasn't what he wanted? He wasn't happy. So I'm going to pull him off. We don't know, do we?
But speaking from a tactical point of view, we changed up a lot of things. He had a game plan, and we played Cunha in the 9, surprisingly, and Mbumo on the left, and Ahmad on the right. So again, I feel he's overthinking. It's kind of the same thing that Pep did in the beginning of Manchester City career. He was trying to fix too much. And, City came in third in Pep's first season. That was a champion-winning team with a lot of good players in that team. It was ready-made for Pep to come in and just sweep the Premier League, but he didn't. And a lot of these things comes down to the manager. You have to know what to do in certain situations. And when it comes to Amorim, I feel that, today, why change Mbumo to the left? He's been brilliant on the right, and it's a round thing, square pegs, round holes thing again. You're trying to fit everyone in. You need to just make a choice. Not trying to accommodate everyone. Something you got to sacrifice something.
Yeah, but he's not doing that. He's not making that distinction. He's not making that determination. Well, I've got to play.
As you mentioned, put Ahmad on the bench then. If you want to play Mazraoui.
Yeah, put him on the bench.
Try to shoehorn everything. Cunha has been brilliant in the left side. And why put him in the 9? And why change Mbumo? So
if you go back a while ago, Jarvis, when Juan Sebastian Veron came to the club, we had this conundrum, didn't we, between Paul Scholes and Juan Sebastian Veron?
Definitely, yeah.
Paul fucking Scholes. You can't have a conundrum with Paul Scholes, but yet you knew what Veron could do. Veron never really set the world alight at Manchester United, did he? Never set the world alight at Chelsea. But there was that conundrum for 3 or 4 weeks where, Veron and Scholes just weren't gelling. They weren't playing, and Fergie had a decision to make. Are we accommodating a player of Paul Scholes' caliber or Juan Sebastian Veron's caliber, you know. So right now there's an accommodation of certain players, and as you quite rightly say, well, look, I'm not accommodating you today. It's not happening. I need this. I'm better balanced with you not in the team. I'm sorry. You know, Gary Neville, Paul Scholes, Nicky Butt, they all tell the same. You know, oh, I was dropped this week. Why? Well, you're not tall enough. Well, what do you mean I'm not tall enough? Yeah, you're not tall enough this week. But I was tall enough last week. Yeah, but this week you're not tall enough.
Yeah.
But that's the mentality. I'm just using that as an example of a mentality manager who knows what he's talking about. I don't want to put you up against Richarlison today. Why? Because you're too weak, Ahmad. So you're coming out the same. But you'll play next week because you're up against a player the same size as you, the same body shape as you. So I'll put you against him. But, you know, it happens in other teams. It doesn't seem to happen in ours.
No, I think you're right. We're 1 hour 40 minutes into the show. There's two things I want to look at the Mbeumo goal, and I want to do the man of the match, and then we wrap it up. We have to do under 2 hours. YouTube doing something now with the algorithm. So if the show is over 2 hours, they put us in the sin bin. They won't push the show at all. So we have to just try to make it sensible. So, you know, if you're expecting us to do a Scorsese, it won't be a Scorsese. 2 hours maximum, not 1 second more.
Sean's got a point here. If we sub Bruno today, we don't score the goal. You know, I don't disagree with that. I think, Sean, I don't disagree with that, pal. I just think on occasions, sorry, I just want to pull that up. It's a really good point. And he's right, you know, we don't get the equaliser, but there are some times where you got to take that leap of faith, haven't you? Got to take that leap of faith. So I'm interested to know what, though, and I'd have asked the question. I think if I was in the press conference, Jarvis, you mentioned Bruno. Why are you mentioning it now? I would have asked that question. I want to know why you are mentioning Bruno now. Why have you brought that to the forefront? And I want to know because I'd like to know why all of a sudden does it come out? Is Bruno from here on in not considered first choice? I don't know. Is it he doesn't consider Bruno's playing well enough? So I'm going to put a rocket up your arse. I don't know. That wouldn't be my follow-up question. Sorry, Sean, it's a great point, mate, and I don't disagree, by the way.
Yeah, talking about Bruno, but guys, let's analyze the goal. I think not this one.
Is this the goal? Is this the Mbeumo goal?
No. Yeah.
Can we change our strip?
Here we go. I have 2,000 screens up now. Just
no, but you're funny as. You're funny. Have we seen that clip before, by the way, that previous one? Have we analysed
No,
it?
never.
No, I don't think we have.
No.
You crack me up.
I think I'm going to post it as a short. Maybe I should do
Why
that.
not? Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
This is how you do it. Tom Jarvis. Now, talk about
this is how you do it, baby.
I'm just joking.
Can we just?
I like how you're bigging me up all the time, Stu. When we show that clip.
No, I love it. I love it. I just wish somebody would record our games because then you could laugh at me. Because that's what this channel's about, isn't it? This channel is about our love of football. We've all come together for a love of football, and you're playing at 48 years old, mate. I'd doff my cap to you.
Yes.
Just say it started with Harry Maguire, please, if we don't.
Yeah, but we took our time. You know, we played the ball from one side to the other, back and forward, and then we gave it to Luke Shaw. Meanwhile, Bruno dropped down. He dragged a couple of players with him, and we know when you do that, you open up this space, and Mbeumo will come into this space and receive the ball. We know the diamonds we set up, and in this instance, you know, we see Maguire giving the ball to Luke Shaw, and Luke Shaw finds, you don't even see it, but okay, I can play it, and we can just stop.
Yeah.
Then Mbeumo, you know how he just elegantly just okay, you can pass, sir, and the ball just goes because Bruno is there. I think that is we are not used to see. We saw Bruno did it once this season, but back in the days, we used to see Colin York do it all the time. Them jumping over the
Yeah,
ball.
they had that telepathy, didn't they?
Yeah. But I like what I see now. You see, who was it? Mbumo who scored when Bruno did it last time?
Yes, and Boomer scored. Yeah,
Yeah, and now
against,
Mbumo gives it to Bruno.
he got the third goal against Brighton, didn't he?
Yeah,
Fourth goal against Brighton. Sorry.
But again, you see him here elegantly, just stops, blocks off the man, and just let the ball pass.
Yeah.
So for me, I think that was one of the key elements in this goal. If he hadn't done that, it wouldn't have happened. The butterfly effect. Bruno takes the ball, runs with it, and you see here what we talk about Cunha, and the Amorim ball is a lot about. What's this, Stu?
Space, isn't it?
It's a
diagonal space. Diagonal run. Yes. Diagonal run to pull the players out. It's designed to pull the players out.
So again, a brilliant move from Cunha, I would say. That's the Gyökeres move.
What particularly interested me about this is the intricacy, and this is where you're going to see football intelligence. Because you're right about Cunha there. It's a fabulous move.
And you see Bruno taking this role right away, and Cunha the other way. So you
look at him, Boomer. Free as a bird.
Free as a bird.
Free bird. I think it's free.
As a bird. Who's that? Tom Petty? Is that Tom Petty and
it's Tom Petty? Yeah.
Heartbreakers. Yeah.
Yeah.
The cross comes in from Cunha.
Gets blocked, doesn't it? Because Dorgu
gets blocked, and in okay, I want to go a little bit back.
Here's where Bruno. This is where Bruno, when he's on his game, is brilliant. Because look at his little. I know you've got to stop it slow, but look at his little run. Be able to have the ball smashed at him, and then it ricochets out to Dorgu. Watch his run. Look where he is now. Look where he is in a second's turn. Well,
but I need to slow it down. Everything happens so fast. At this moment, I just want you to realize when he receives the ball, the defender, he should just whack it away. You're under pressure. Everybody's. He makes a fool out of himself and gives it to Van der Ven, and a 1 yard pass.
And Van der Ven makes a fool of himself as well.
Yeah. So, but what's Van der Ven supposed to do? He's under pressure from 3 angles.
Nothing. Do you know what I would have done? I would have. I know it's dumb. I know. I'd have given a corner away. Seriously, because you've got a chance and haven't you to get in and defend it. But I'd have given a corner away.
Leonard Skinner. No.
Leonard Skinner. Yes,
that's they have Freebird. That's but it's also but
Freebird was Leonard Skinner.
Tom Petty has the free as a bird.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But as I said in this instance, the is it Sarr? He should just.
It's so. The coach will be delighted, Jarvis. The coach will be delighted. Look at Tottenham's 4. Perfect squad. He'd be delighted. He's got that on his board. He's
playing Rondo here.
Yeah, this is where I want you guys. Zone 52. This is. I want you here. Fucking dumb, isn't it? It's stupid. I mean, you're right. What the fuck were they doing?
The ball gets blocked again. Brilliant from Bruno, putting his body on the line, giving everything for us to keep the attack going.
Luckily, didn't catch it in the crown jewels.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't be afraid of the ball.
I took one in the nuts a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
I had to turn away. I started going like that. I was walking away.
Saying to yourself, breathe, Stu.
Breathe. Yeah. Don't show pain. Never show pain on a football pitch. Never. Even though I was dying.
And Cunha here quickly.
Lovely.
With the heel flick.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Okay. Watching Bumo here now. So Mbeumo's got himself somehow. Tottenham got himself into a nice position somehow. I thought Diallo was weak here, by the way.
Yeah. But Mbeumo, he tries to kick the ball, but he goes straight up.
I don't know what he was doing. His body shape he's not. Look, his body shape. It's weird.
We need to look at this because I'm not quite sure what went on with Mbeumo right here.
No, mate. It's like somebody shot him as well at the time. It was
slow it down,
at the time. It was strange. Is he trying to?
He's
trying to head it.
Trying to head it. Yeah,
okay. To the far corner. Yeah. But what?
There was only one player who could go back and head it into the goal, and that was Ruud Gullit back in the days. He was brilliant at actually doing this.
Andy Gray would have buried that as well.
Andy Gray, okay.
Yeah. But
I remember Ruud Gullit doing it for the Netherlands team in the late 80s.
In print. Which ball was it, Sean? I tell you, if it was the old mighty Ultimax or Multiplex, fucking hell, that would have hurt. I thought Ahmad was weak there.
Yeah, but he went up into the duel with who was it?
That was not Sarr.
Spence.
Spence. Yeah, Spence.
But now it's the good thing, the ball goes out to Mazraoui. Mazraoui lofts it into Cunha again, and Cunha sets up Mbeumo in this position. No, Ahmad in this position.
Ahmad, it's a lovely little pass that is.
Yeah, that's a good pass. But this we need to play this one. So for us
beautiful cross,
the cross and the ball. So here we go. Boom.
So I want to point out one thing, because the cross is absolutely tremendous. But I want you to watch Mbeumo and Porro. But I want you to watch Porro's. I think it's Porro 20. Whoever's 23. Then is it Brennan Johnson? Anyway,
Porro is 22, I believe.
Yeah, play it back, and I want to show how sometimes if you're not a defender, or how easy it is to lose a marker. And for a defender, it's pathetic. Just watch. So Porro is watching Mbeumo. But if you push it back, Brennan Johnson runs past Mbeumo and Mbeumo comes back. Watch Brennan Johnson there. Watch Mbeumo and watch Johnson. Because this is the key element to the whole goal.
23. Number 23.
Watch 23 and watch Mbeumo.
Okay, we can slow it down.
Because unbelievable. Stop it there. Right. Stop it there. The change, and bear in mind, Jarvis, Brennan Johnson could see Mbeumo. So what the fuck is he doing in front of him? He knows the cross is coming in. He knows Mbeumo's there, and he walks past him, and that's what caused. But Mbeumo's movement was brilliant. As soon as Johnson went to move, Mbeumo stepped back.
Yeah,
and that's what gave him the space. It's a fantastic piece of play by Mbeumo. Shocking from Brennan Johnson.
But the header, how you just stand still, get all that power on in the header, and it's brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. The way that because he's got to put the direction and the power in it, Jarvis. It's fucking great goal. It's a great header.
Yeah. Well, good goal. How did we get? How did Van der Ven get man of the match? He's good, but he wasn't special today. I thought it was Odegaard who got the man of the match.
So I didn't know it was Van der Ven.
No, but maybe you're right. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
did he get it for that tackle on Cesko?
Maybe.
Don't know.
Sean comes in and say thoughts on no Xerxes.
It's the same as thoughts as no Mainoo, really, Sean. I don't know, mate. I don't know what to say.
I think it's about Amorim not liking players who's slow on the ball, who's tedious on the ball, who takes their time on the ball. It doesn't matter if you're good on the ball, if you are press resistive, if you don't lose the ball. But I think Amorim likes things to go much quicker, and I think this is why we see players like Cesko, brilliant on the ball, pressure assistive, good on the ball. He doesn't lose the ball that often. He's strong.
No, he doesn't.
Same with Ahmad. It has to be something like that. He likes it to be boom, boom, boom. That's how Amorim likes it. Man of the match. Talking about man of the match. Who was your man of the match? We need to make a quick poll. We are 5 minutes away, so you have 2 minutes to get your votes in. Stu, give me the nominees.
The nominees were likely to be Mbeumo, Casemiro, Dalot,
Okay.
Lamans would be my nominees.
Do the chat have anyone else?
Yeah, I don't think Darius is keen on Lamans. I was struggling really to get 4 in. Darius.
Bruno? Not Bruno?
No, not for me. Not today. No. You can't put Cunha in there. You can't give. You can't put Ahmad in there. You can't put Mazraoui. You can't put Dalot. You can't put Dorgu. You're down to 3 plus Lamans, in my opinion.
Okay, let's put Lamans. Okay, the poll is out. Get your votes in, and we will give you the man of the match before we wrap up the show.
Yeah. Who's yours, just out of interest?
Well, I think it has to be Mbeumo. I think it's it's the most lively.
I'm with you on that one, but I'm torn between Dalot and Mbeumo, if I'm being honest. Mbeumo and Dalot. So
yeah, but Mbeumo scored a goal, and I think that counts.
So did Dalot, but we did concede too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Mbeumo.
Okay, I get you.
I'm going to go with Mbeumo. I think we haven't conceded 2. I'm with Bilal on that one. Dalot gets it from me, so it's Mbeumo.
Okay, the votes are in 38%, 43% Delict, 25% Mbeumo, and Lamans on 25. Mbeumo on 25, Delict 38. So Delict is a couple of votes.
Tight. Good.
Get your votes in if you haven't. Go and vote.
It's nice that it's tight, isn't it? It's nice that you got maybe 2 or 3 players to choose from. That means somebody decent.
Fred gave his vote to Delict. Sean gave it to Mbeumo, just ahead of Delict.
I agree.
But according to the chat, according to the votes, Delict is the man of the match.
Okay.
Well, I can't disagree with that. But it's a tight one between Mbeumo and Delict. It's been a great show, guys. 2 hours. We did 1 hour 10 minutes with some Meeks earlier today. So if you haven't, go back and check out the instant reaction, and we will be back Monday night. Yeah,
it's been a Jarvis marathon.
No, I'm heading over to I was going to say Saeed, but Noradin.
I'm going to Noradin next, are you?
Yeah.
So
another hour. So guys, if you want, go over to maybe we should just send everybody over to Noradin.
Why don't we raid it?
I can redirect you over to Noradin's show. So guys, it's been a great show. I want to thank everyone who contributed with your chats. Grace Sheridan coming in with 2 super chats. Sanshit with 2 super chats. Thank you, Sanshit. You are a legend. Tom Porter with the super sticker. Big up, my friend. And Bilal coming in with the super chat. I am Titanium. Guys,
we had a few from the early show as well. Did you have a few from the early show?
Yeah, a couple of super chats. So it's been a big day for the Technical Devils. Yes.
Thank you very much, all of you. Thank you.
Let's see. Can I redirect? How do I do this? Redirect at. There we go. And United Real Therapy. Okay, I'll send you over to Nuruddin, and I'll end the show. So. Big up, guys. See you on Monday night, 9 p.m. Have a good one. Good Saturday night.
Hey, guys.
Have a relaxing weekend, and we will see you on Monday. Bye-bye.